It's September. Sophie sits on the balcony of her new flat, playing her guitar. I like it here, she thinks. Just then, her phone rings. It's her friend Oliver. I'm on my way now, Sophie. It's Lakeview Flats in Charlton, right? Yes, that's right. See you soon. Sophie puts her guitar down and leaves her flat. She takes the lift down and steps outside. As she waits in front of the building, a young man walks down the street holding a bunch of white roses. Sophie notices them. Those roses are so lovely, she thinks. Then she looks at the young man. He looks quite nice too, she thinks. Their eyes meet, and he smiles. Sophie suddenly feels her cheeks getting warm. Callum is walking down the street when he sees a young woman with a guitar. A guitar? He thinks. I really should play mine more often. Then he looks at her again. She's really nice. He smiles softly. Sophie quickly looks away, feeling shy, her face turning pink. Callum walks into Lakeview Flats just as Oliver pulls up and stops his car. Hey, Sophie, Oliver says. Are you all right? Your face looks a bit pink. What's going on? Oh, nothing, Sophie says, trying to act casual. As they drive away, Oliver chats, but Sophie is lost in thought. Who is he? She wonders. Does he live here? And the roses, who are they for? A wife? A girlfriend? His mum? Sophie, are you even listening? Oliver laughs. Sorry, Ollie, Sophie says, feeling her face heat up even more. What are you thinking about? Oliver teases. Well, about some roses, Sophie says, and a bloke. Aha. Oliver grins. Who is he? I don't know, Sophie sighs. But I want to. Meanwhile, Callum arrives at his grand's flat. Hello, love, she greets him warmly. You're such a sweetheart, always bringing me flowers. Of course, Gran, Callum smiles. As she makes tea, she asks him something, but he doesn't respond. Callum, are you listening? You look like you're thinking about something. What is it? Oh, sorry, Gran. It's nothing. Later, as he says goodbye and gets into his car, he's still thinking about the girl with the guitar. Where does she live? He wonders. Is she a resident or just visiting? He sighs. How can I find her again? 5 minutes later, Sophie and Oliver stop outside the flats. Good night, Ollie, Sophie says as she gets out. Better get inside quick, Oliver teases. Imagine stepping out of the lift and there he is again, holding another bunch of roses, saying, Oh, stop it. Sophie laughs. See you tomorrow. Now it's September again. Callum visits his gran. It's such a lovely day, Callum, she says. Let's have our tea on the balcony. As they sit in the sun, Callum suddenly hears something. Listen, he says. That's a guitar. He stands up and looks around. Where's it coming from? He searches, but can't see anything. Excuse me, Gran, he says. I'll be right back. Callum hurries down the corridor, following the sound. He stops outside a flat and listens. Nothing. Maybe it's coming from outside, he thinks. Maybe she's on the balcony. He takes the lift down and steps outside. But upstairs, Sophie has just finished playing. She takes her guitar in and closes the balcony door. That's enough for today, she thinks. Callum looks up at all the balconies, searching, but can't see or hear anything. Back at his Gran's flat, she watches him closely. "Are you all right, love?" "Yeah, I'm fine, Gran," he says, though clearly distracted. "It's just, oh, never mind." "Well, if it's on your mind that much, it must be something important," she says gently. With a sigh, Callum finally tells her about the girl with the guitar. A week later, Sophie's returning home when she sees the same young man near the building. This time, he's holding pink roses. She watches him, but he doesn't notice her. She walks faster, but when she reaches the door, he's gone. She steps into the lift and suddenly smells something familiar. Roses. Soft, sweet, and fresh. One afternoon, as Sophie arrives home, she sees an elderly woman struggling with heavy shopping bags near the door. "Can I give you a hand?" Sophie asks. "Here, let me carry something." "Thank you so much, dear," the woman says, smiling. Inside, the woman looks at her kindly. "Would you like a cup of tea?" "That's really kind of you," Sophie smiles. "I've just moved in and I don't know anyone yet." "What do you do, love?" she asks while brewing tea. "I study music," Sophie replies. The woman brings over the tea and smiles. "These flats are lovely, aren't they?" "Oh yes, I really like it here," Sophie says. "I do too," the woman nods. As they chat, she tells Sophie about her own flat in the area. Later, Sophie stands up. "I'd better go now. Thanks for the tea." "Goodbye, love," Gran says as Sophie leaves. What a nice girl, Gran thinks. Then a thought comes to her. A music student? Maybe she's the girl with the guitar. She smiles slightly. Maybe I can invite her over when Callum visits. Then she shakes her head. No, I don't even know which flat she lives in. That week, Oliver speaks to Sophie. "I'm throwing a party Saturday night. Can you come?" "Of course," Sophie says. "Your parties are always fun." Oliver then rings his sister Lucy. "Come to my party on Saturday," he says. "Bring a few mates if you like." On Saturday, Lucy arrives with her friends. "Hi, Oliver," she says. "These are my mates, Jack, Ben, and Callum." Just then, Oliver's phone rings. "I'm really sorry, Oliver," Sophie says. "I can't make it. I'm feeling under the weather." "Oh no, Sophie, that's a shame. Get some rest and feel better." The party goes well. Callum meets Hannah, Jody, and Freya, but not Sophie. October comes. Callum visits his Gran again, but Sophie's nowhere to be seen. He walks through the hallways, listening, but there's no guitar. Where is she? He wonders. Sophie spends a week visiting her family. When she returns, she hopes to see Callum, but he's not around. "There are loads of lads here," Oliver tells her. But Sophie can't forget about him. Then Gran has to stay in hospital for 2 weeks. One day, Callum visits her. "How are you today, Gran?" "Much better, love," she says. "I'm coming home Friday." "That's brilliant. I'll pick up a few things for you Thursday and bring them over." "That's very kind of you, Callum," Gran smiles. After work on Thursday, Callum goes shopping for Gran's essentials and picks up a bunch of roses too. As he's about to get into his car, it starts to rain. Just then, he sees his friend Jack. "Where are you off to?" Callum asks. "Heading home to Eastfield," Jack says. I'm going to my Gran's in Charlton. I can drop you first. Perfect. And could you give my mate Sophie a lift too? She's heading to Charlton as well. Sure thing, Callum replies. A little later, Jack and Sophie get into Callum's car. Cheers, Callum, Jack says. The weather's awful tonight. No worries, Callum replies. He drops Jack off, then asks Sophie, Where are you headed? Lakeview Flats on Park Road. Callum raises his eyebrows. That's funny. I'm going to Lakeview too. A thought hits him. Is she the girl with the guitar? He looks in the mirror but can't see her face clearly. Sophie sits quietly. Do I smell roses? She wonders. Could he be the one? Soon they reach the building. As they step out, they speak at the same time. Oh, it's you. You play guitar. And you always bring roses. Yes, Callum laughs. I always bring roses for my Gran. His Gran, Sophie thinks. Not a wife. Not a girlfriend. She's coming home from hospital tomorrow, Callum says. Just dropping off a few bits. Do you need a hand? Sophie asks. That'd be great, Callum smiles. They go up to Gran's flat. Callum unpacks the shopping while Sophie puts the roses in a vase. Aren't they gorgeous? She says. I love roses. They smell amazing. Thanks for helping, Sophie, Callum says. No problem at all, she replies. Then, after a pause, would you like to come up for a cuppa? I'd love to, Callum grins. They head upstairs together. The next day Gran returns. Callum visits with a bunch of red roses. You look awfully cheerful, Callum, Gran says. And red roses? Don't they mean love? Callum just smiles. 10 minutes later, he leaves her flat and walks upstairs, still holding the roses. Gran sits on her balcony, enjoying the sun. In the distance, she hears soft guitar music. Then it stops. She hears voices, Callum's and Sophie's. Then Sophie laughs. Gran smiles. The sweet scent of red roses fills the air as sunlight pours across the balcony. If this story touched your heart, don't forget to like, subscribe and share. More emotional and inspiring stories are coming daily.